Executive Director here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet.
And I'm Chaplain Chaz Blackburn. I have the honor of being the president of this amazing organization. And today we have a great guest. We always talk about, our children are our future. And so the people that are working with them in the school district and around them, it's super important that we have people that truly have the heart for it. And so I'm super excited to let this gentleman introduce himself.
How's it going? I'm Dex Thomas. I'm a recruiter at Washoe County School District. And for many years, I was also with Volunteer Services, amongst other departments around. I've been in Washoe County School District for 17 years now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I work in hospice as a staff chaplain, and we always say hospice years is like times 3, and so is the school district, right? That's
Absolutely.
a long time. Good for you.
Yeah, it's important. If this is your first time watching or listening to the Community Cares podcast, we are on Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts.
Amazon podcast I saw the other day.
Amazon, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had podcasts. I thought they were into books. That's how they started,
awesome.
man.
All over the
It
place.
was all the books. They made all those bookstores go away. Sundance bookstores going away. You see that?
They're never going to sponsor us if you keep doing
I'm
this.
I'm
just
sad. I'm sad. Okay, I'm
Just
honest.
kidding.
I don't look for sponsors. Sponsors look for me.
Oh, brother.
I
We
don't
have
know
no
about
sponsors.
Sponsor, I guess, is Good Shepherd because that's where we're doing it.
That's true. Yeah.
But you just type in Community Cares Podcast and we come up. So thank you guys for making that happen. Thank you for being listeners and viewers and being a part of the conversation. If you're confused on some of the comments we make with some of our live listeners, the place where you can view us live is Facebook on Mondays at 5:45 p.m. And then normally shortly, sometimes the next day, the episode shows up everywhere else. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Thank you for making this happen. And if you want to jump in live, please comment. Please be a part of the conversation. Ask any questions you would like to ask. Or just a shout out and say hi. And we'd be happy to say hi back. So thank you guys for being a part of this in the community. We normally start with a few events.
Absolutely. And the idea is that we're stronger united. So we love talking about resources and just events that we can all get out and be a community together. So the first one is definitely Dave's favorite.
My least favorite.
The Rib Cook-Off, August 28th.
I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, are
He's
you?
looking at me like, why is it your least favorite, Dave?
I was going to ask.
I know. It kills me every time. But
I know, but we got to highlight the big events. That's
it
that's
kills
our
me
job.
that you don't like the Rib Cook-Off.
I know, you get that fancy table and everything.
Well, it's all you can eat ribs. If you've never done that,
I'm doing it actually this year
Awesome.
for the first
Oh,
time.
I've only done it one other time, and it was the
Uh-oh.
best experience ever. The only thing is a bummer is that all the barbecue sauces are not labeled. So you go through, you get all these ribs and all these sauces, and then you find one you like when you're back at the table, and you don't know which sauce it was.
Because it's just so many random.
Gotcha.
So we have to figure out a way to like mark it or something that this was number one. Number two.
Chaz is going to come with his
I'm
binder,
working on it.
his binders and his labels. All right, guys, this one is Famous Dave's.
Famous days.
There you go.
No, but
I got
it's a great time and just a great family event. There's lots of corn on the cob and lots of music and craft fairs. And so we just encourage everybody to go out and support that if that's something that you're into.
Yeah, being out in the community is always important, even if you're a vegetarian. Just being out with people, making sure we're having those conversations, maybe meeting someone new. It really helps with mental well-being. It really does. To be able to have just interactions with other human beings. I say this to Chaz all the time, and sometimes I'll work from coffee shops intentionally because it forces me to be around other people. And that's not my natural bent. My natural bent is to be around other people. But it's important to be around other humans because if we wanted to, we could all isolate ourselves. We really could. It's easy to do, and it mentally wears you down as an individual if that's all you're doing is staying at home and not having those social interactions. I like to tell people sometimes I'm a forced extrovert. That's who I am. I've had to force myself to become an extrovert, especially for the sake of Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet and be out in the community and talking with people. But, I mean, for instance, the other day I was just working from Lighthouse Coffee, and my friend, Councilman Christopher Dare, comes up and gives me an encouraging word. And I was like, yeah, I'm feeling down today. And he just sat and talked with me for a while, right? And then right after that, Councilman Paul Anderson comes in, gives me a big hug. Hey, Dave, how you doing? And so it's like these, just being present and being in a local area changed my day from to, oh, okay, I'm encouraged now, right? Because you're around people, because you have those opportunities. Without those opportunities, I mean, without placing yourself in the situations for the opportunities, those opportunities don't happen.
So I got a funny story about that. You ready?
Uh-oh.
So later that day was the Veteran Memorial Gala. And so I saw, there's Paul, and there was Donald Abbott, Councilman Abbott, and there was Christopher Dare, Councilman Dare. And we were laughing, and Paul was like, yeah, I saw Dave, and he wanted to take a picture. I was like, okay. And Dave, Donald looks over at me, he goes, I saw him at the store, and he didn't ask me to take a picture with him.
Well, I only took that.
That was funny.
I didn't share that one on social media because I had a little double chin, so I'm like, I'm not gonna do that one. But
you didn't take one with him, did you? With Donald?
No,
he knew it because I saw the
I sent it to you though. I just sent that picture.
Well,
to
it was
you.
on social media because I saw it there.
No, you didn't. I did not share it on social media unless you did.
Oh, well.
Because I had a double chin and I'm like,
you gotta clarify if you don't want me to share a picture.
No, it's it's fine. But
I thought it was funny though. But it was cool to hear that you're just in a local coffee shop and have that community support.
Sometimes I feel so bad for our guests because we're like having these mini meetings during the podcast live in front of the public. But it's fine. It's good.
Well, we'll go to our second event now. The Great Reno Balloon Race from September 6th through September 8th. And if you've never done Dawn Patrol, it's totally worth getting up at 4:30 to go out there.
We have friends coming in town and that weekend, and we're taking them. One of them has never been to the balloon races before.
Have you ever been?
I actually been, but I went to college here, so I can't.
Nice.
And so in college, we're out a little bit late. And so for the first 7 years, I caught it on accident.
That's funny.
But I have a daughter now.
Oh,
and she's
they're
into
balloons.
So now that I have a kid now, and she's into it, we've been a few times.
Awesome.
We're actually talking about going to this one now because my wife hasn't been able to go for quite a while. So hopefully this go around, get the kids and get some other kids out there.
That'll be cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah. We have a little boy on the way, so I'm really excited to have him. Take him to all that. My wife never went.
Congrats.
Thank you so much. My wife never went when we were dating. She's a Reno local, and she never been. So she always saw the balloons in the distance, and she's like, I don't know what that is, and I don't think her parents knew either. It was kind of weird. But Jan, if you're listening, and I know you do listen, I apologize, and I love you, mother-in-law. But definitely it was just something she never did, and that's okay. And so I took her to it, and she had no clue what it was and saw the balloons and everything. And that first time experience, just all those balloons with the mass ascension is crazy. It's so crazy, that feeling of just standing in the middle of the field with all of these balloons in the air. It feels like you're in a big snow globe or something. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't gone, make it happen. Wake up. I know it's the weekend and you don't want to wake up. I don't either. But waking up and doing it is such an experience. You can nap later, and it's completely free because of donors. And so that's cool that people donate to it and make that happen and make it free for the community.
I like to take Lily on the Friday and Dawn Patrol, and then she goes to school and she comes home. She goes to bed.
She goes right to bed.
Immediately.
She's like, I'm done.
I'm done. I'm over this day. No, it's a good time, though.
Yeah.
And our third event, I'll let you represent.
No. You're the COL man over here.
Okay. So we have the Community of Life. Oh, jeez. You just messed me up. Circle of Life. The Believe event. It's our third annual Believe event. And this is really a near and dear event to my heart. We deal with a lot of grieving people. And so the first year that we did this event, it was to announce to the community the commencement of Nevada's first social model hospice guest house project. Last year, we announced we were getting ready to open, And this year we get to announce that we're finally open as of June 9th, helping the community, those in the most need. And this is a beautiful time of just being together, and we're stronger united. And this is a time for he's going to do.
Didn't work. It didn't work.
It's all about the fireworks, baby.
How was it thumbs up? Is that how you did it? The fire. There it is. What the heck? That's so weird. All right, keep going.
But so no matter what walk of life we are, this is a time to come together. And whether you've lost someone who's unfortunately completed suicide or overdose, maybe health complications, or even died unexpectedly from a car accident, this is a time to be united and honor them with remembrance, and to be able to say their name. We have picture boards that you can come bring a picture to leave on, and we bring them back every year. This is an all-age event that costs nothing. We have face painting for the kids, plastic axe throwing. Reno Fire Department will be there hanging a flag. We're doing it this year on September 11th, and so we're recognizing fallen first responders, veterans, and any community member, of course. But we have some great short speakers, and then we're going to have a full color guard from VVA 989. As well as we're going to have an opera singer. Dave, you're going to play some guitar. We have the national anthem. And so it's just a powerful 2 hours of just being together as a community and grieving together, to know that you're not alone. You're not crazy. It's okay to not be okay. And, there's power in our stories. And for the community to be able to share a few minutes about their story and their loved ones and what took place, it's powerful.
Dude, when you told me the event's on September 11th, I was like, whoa, that is awesome. That is awesome.
It's the first year we started in August, and it was so hot.
Yeah.
We're like, we got to do it a little bit later.
Oh, yeah.
And then we were like, you know what? Why not do it on September 11th to honor all different categories?
So cool.
And
that is really cool. I had lost my mom back in 2021, and if I'd have known something like this existed, especially during that year, I definitely would have been. It was one of that first year, hardest of my life, and I felt alone at that time. I had to find people to talk to and get around and find my tribe, I guess you could say, and talk it out and come to peace with everything. Yeah. But that's a really good event.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I mean, we only have one mom and one dad, and that's a tough loss. But to be able to come, we have people that lost individuals or loved ones 20 years ago. I mean, so it's a huge community event. And the other part I'll just end with is that we have a bunch of tables with resources. Yep. And I love that. Free resources with free grief support groups from different organizations. And so it not only, brings everybody together, but it gives them resources to walk away with to also gain that extra support. We are going to have Emma White join us this year. I'm on the State of Nevada Task Force for Suicide Prevention Awareness, and we are going to be honoring that since it's in September, and Emma White's going to say a few words. That's cool. So it's just a bunch of different levels of just community support together, and it's powerful. So
yeah, no, I thought the event last year was amazing. I shared this story last week, but our president at the time, Kim Thompson, her parents were a part. They were one of the couple. One of the founding couples, right? Yeah, one of the founding couples. There were two couples that started Good Shepherd 28 years ago, and she still struggles with the loss of her dad a couple years ago. I think it was like almost 7 or 8 years ago now. But she came to that event and teared up and was able to get something off her chest, just having that open forum to be able to grieve with other people and just have that conversation. Because the reality is, it's like we talked about earlier, if you don't put yourself in those situations where you're around other human beings, it's so easy to not do anything. Yeah. It really is.
To isolate and not talk about it and let it fester up.
And I can't tell you how many times I received donations here at Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet of people who have lost a loved one. They said, I love what you guys do. I love that you give it away for free. This is what they would want to happen with my clothing. And so for that to be an option in the community, for us doing that and have that opportunity to have the strength to be able to go to something like the Believe event or donate to Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet or just be a part of, or just sit in a coffee shop and run into friends. Yeah. just to have the bravery, the strength, the willpower that is so hard to come by sometimes is so important to living in community, being in community, and not isolating yourself.
I agree. It's powerful. We're right in front of the Believe sign downtown Reno, and we do that on purpose because we believe we're stronger united. We believe we can support each other through this, and we believe that our stories matter. And so it's exciting.
It's really cool.
All right.
So we are at that mark now where we want to hear all about why are you here?
And I just want to say our cliche saying that we always say, it's be the change that you want to see in the world. And again, working in the school district, which you're a recruiter for, that is somewhere you can make change and support children.
Absolutely. It's one of the reasons why I've been with Washoe County School District for this long. I went to college originally to be an accountant and marketing. I wanted to take on corporate America.
Went
right?
the other way.
I want a big suit and a big tie. And I want to be active. And so I was like really excited in college. And 3 years in, started taking some internships for accounting and wasn't going for me. I took one psychology class as an elective, and it changed how I looked at everything from that point on. Wow. I literally stopped doing focusing on corporate America. I was like, that's not going to be the route for me. I need to find something different. Although I was almost completed, so I wanted to go further and do something. So I got out of college, graduated.
That's good.
I left college, and then I decided all right, where I got to work. I managed a Foot Locker, and I started doing all these other.
back in the day. Yeah,
Foot Locker.
That's awesome.
Good old Foot Locker.
Remember old Parkland Mall?
That's right. I didn't do Parkland. I was on the little stuff on Prater in the corner.
Crazy.
Yeah, me and my buddy was in there, and so it was like I was making decent money and managing, but it still didn't feel like I was giving enough. I didn't, and like I mentioned, my mom earlier, she always taught, just give and be of service. And I didn't feel fulfilled at all. I decided to do a part-time. I was working in foster care, actually. Wow. I found my way to foster care, and I was like, I want to be a therapist one day.
Wow.
I wanted to go back to school, and I feel like that's the way I can give back, but it was too much.
Wow.
So then what stuck with Washoe County School District, I did an after-school program, be able to work up, helping kids play sports to start off, and awesome. Work on a computer and teach them how to find their favorite recipe and take it home to their parents and seeing them come back super excited. And they wanted to call me teacher. I'm like, no, I'm not. This is Dex. So they called me Teacher Dex.
Teacher Dex. I like it.
Teacher Dex. That's all right. From now on, that's what I'll be calling
in the
you.
title. You got to put Teacher Dex. Washoe County School.
Joyce says that's cool that we're doing what we're doing, and I think she commented that during the Believe event segment that we were talking about. So I just want to shout out that we got that comment.
Absolutely. And so with the school district, I've been working at it and trying to figure out how to give back. I jump around different departments. Having worked in foster care, I was around a lot of finding youth that weren't in school, trying to bring them back and seeing what's wrong, providing wraparound services to help support. Mm-hmm. Through that work, it led me to human resources, and now I'm able to actually recruit and bring people in. I find 10 people just like me. And that's what's unique about Remy Recruitment. People who are degrees and all this work experience in this field, but don't feel fulfilled or don't feel like they're giving properly. Like, come over to the school district. You'll be able to you'll impact the entire community immediately. Cool. And so now we're on a recruitment trail, and we just went through teachers, and now we're looking for paraeducators or teacher assistants and aides, get in the classroom and really help one-on-one with the kids if you can be. And amongst other positions, I tell people all the time. Like, I have a gentleman who told me he wants to give back and help and support kids, but don't really want to work around children. And I kind of laugh, but then, you can go and be lighting, and he wanted to volunteer. And so he changed a theater lighting, and changed it out. So now the kids came back the next
serve the kids
and do it. So there's different ways to give back. There's people who come in, paint murals, clean grounds, paint on yards, help out the custodians with the yard stuff, and other times it's field days. They come in and do volunteer, help out that way. So with the school district, it's all about really, like you said earlier, being around other people, giving back. Yeah. I'm an introvert at heart, so what you're saying, everything, I'm right with you. And that's what people laugh, like, how are you an introvert? You're a recruiter. I was like, I need to be around people. When I'm not around people, guess what I'm doing? But you do have to be out and get around others in any aspect, no matter what you're doing. So
we're made that way. We got to be around people. And so seriously, so if people are listening to this and they're interested in finding out more on how to get involved with Washoe County School District as an employee or as a volunteer, where can they go?
Go to washoeschools.net/careers. That's our main careers page. And when you go to the careers, there's a department tab also. So for careers, it's for the employment. If you want to volunteer and just give back, or maybe look into certain areas before you look into the certain type of employment, I recommend volunteering. in those areas, spaces, and the same with WashoeSchools.net.
That's great.
And look at the Department of Volunteer Services. There's an application, everything right there. Nicole Vasquez runs that program, good friend of mine, and she's able to process you and get you in. And
awesome.
if we have an inkling and want to be hired afterwards, she sends me a quick text message, and you'll see me soon.
That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, no, it's great. And getting involved in the school district, getting involved with the future of Reno Sparks
Seriously
is really important and probably really fulfilling for sure.
Having been working for Washoe County School for 17 years and first starting off in an after-school program, part-time after school, after my main job, I see a lot of those students I helped at that time in the community now working or doing other things. So it's really cool coming.
Rewarding,
it's every time they come back, and a lot of them call me dad or
sometimes
teacher
Dex.
Teacher Dex. So my daughter's always looking all around like, who's calling you dad? And why they call you a teacher? Like,
your wife's like raising her eyebrow at you,
Dad?
She got used to it, but at first it was kind of weird. She's looking at like,
wait,
you have like 6, 7 kids. What's going on? I have no kids.
I swear. Oh
so
man,
it's good. It's really good to give back and be around.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's it's good to hear. I mean, it's hard sometimes to find a job that is rewarding, fulfills you as a human being,
Absolutely.
and also provides for your family. Like that balance is really crucial. But a lot of people can do that through the Washoe County School District.
You can, absolutely. There's people talk about how they want to be able, like you just said, provide for their family and be fulfilling.
Yeah.
And there's positions that are kind of entry level positions, but there's also ways to work your way up through that.
Right.
And professional growth internally, and also you get to like find out your likes and passions, and you'll be surprised how many people will like a position within Washoe County School that didn't know exist.
Yeah.
You didn't need a ton of schooling for.
Right.
What you need is passion and heart, and be able to be trainable and be able open to working with kids and taking direction. And sometimes it's really just that simple. It's not as complicated as you don't have to be a principal. You don't have to be the superintendent. There's so many other positions. I'm looking for plumbers and painters too.
Right.
There's a little bit of everything that we
amazing.
have.
Yeah, and there's a lot of schools out there. So.
Over 100.
So I mean, and there's more going up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know this till recently. I had a conversation with Beth Smith and some other board trustees, but I learned that we're one of the largest financially budgeted school districts in the nation. Is that correct?
Yes, we're fairly large. A lot of places look at these large areas and metropolitan areas, and they don't realize those school districts are broken down to many smaller ones in that same large capacity. Washoe County School District cover it all. We go from Gerlach to Incline, all over here. Like we're a little bit everywhere.
So really, I mean, this is for all Northern Nevada within the school district, but there's a lot of opportunities, not just here in Reno and Sparks.
Absolutely. There's tons all over. I try to describe, because a lot of people who move here now, especially you notice a lot of people moving in town. They're like, well, how can we get? It's like Vegas, right? I was like, nothing like Vegas. We're not as close as you think.
No, yeah,
it's completely worlds of different.
funny.
But we are fairly large as far as the school district and what grounds we cover as well.
So why should someone volunteer with Washoe County School District?
I tell people to volunteer only because one, getting around kids and youth, even if you're in a bad mental space, I'd say go to help and talk to kids. Like sometimes you're at home, like you're not doing much, and sitting down and not around people. Go and help out a kid and watch them smile and teach them something. It will change you internally. And then as far as volunteering, people who have a lot of knowledge and wealth to give. And I like to look at volunteering as, especially what I kind of do is providing that information and spreading around. I know a couple friends of mine who had a lot of information. I always told them, and they just didn't do anything with it.
Right.
And they volunteered with us, and they were able to go into some schools, start some programs, teach some kids.
That's awesome.
It was a chess club.
Yeah.
It was like 2 kids at first. At the end of the school year, it was like 40 kids in there, all learning how to play something like chess. And chess is an amazing game, right? And they were able to teach them that, and so from there they started their own little organization and go around now all Northern Nevada teaching chess.
That's awesome.
And that started with some 17-year-old kids, and now it's
volunteers.
I love that.
And that's the key is volunteering your time. I mean, if you're retired and you're looking for something to do, or if you're watching this and you're like, I just want to be involved in the future, because if we're not investing in the future, we're failing the future.
Our children are definitely
Absolutely.
our future. 100%.
I hear a lot of people talk about kids and talk about future and speak of hopelessness, and I just like, well, if you've truly felt that way,
then do something.
Do something.
Yeah.
Do something.
Do something. If that's truly what's on your heart and inside of you, do something about it.
Right. Don't just complain.
Yeah,
it's easy. It's easy to complain.
It's easy. It is easy.
It's easy to just say, "Oh, I can't do anything about it."
Absolutely.
Well, it's about being part of the solution. It's easy to point out a problem, but to be a part of that solution. And then, what's the onboarding process look like? Because I know there's some people who are like, I want to volunteer, but I don't have a lot of time. How do you have a minimum hours that people volunteer, or what's that look like?
Absolutely not. We like to take the volunteer, take from their perspective, their time they're willing to give, and start there. So they have an application process. There is a background check that goes along with that application, and from there and at that time when you're going to volunteer. So say if you went to volunteer services department and you had no idea where you want to volunteer, they can help guide you in that process. But say if you went to a school or department, they would say we have this available, or you say I want to volunteer. I have 5 hours a week I can give.
Awesome.
What can I do? And a lot of times people, the school will figure it out.
Wow.
Like something simple as like lunch duty, and people are like, I don't want to just do that. That's not like, you don't understand. You're helping those kids play. I go out there and play some games, kick a ball, throw a ball, whatever
Sounds
you
pretty
can.
fun.
But the teachers, you give the teachers a break to
yeah.
go and eat a lunch sometimes, because a lot of teachers will sacrifice that on their own. They will say, you know what, I could go sit in this break room, or I can be out here with my students, just because they know that's their class and they put so much effort to them. Volunteers sometimes come in and say, hey, I take this 20 minutes so you can go sit down and relax for yourself, and we'll come here and play some games and we'll overlook some students.
So to volunteer or work for the Washoe County School District, what are some requirements?
To volunteer, honestly, I was can't have a criminal record, nothing on your record for the last 5 years. 5 to 10 years, and depends on how that is, and that's pretty much it. For the employment side, is real similar. 18 years of, we got to be 18 on the employment side in most situations. There's a few after-school program situational things that may be able to, depending on the age and what school you're at,
Sure.
kind of deal. Otherwise, as long as you have a clean record, no criminal history in the last 5 to 10 years, depending on the position you're going for, and that's pretty much all you need. I tell people, like bus drivers, for one, I like to bring up a lot because I recruited for them for so long. But people that talk about being a bus driver, I don't have a CDL, and they just all what they don't have, and like, calm down. All you need is a license
Calm down.
and a clean driving record. That's it. And be 21
Wow.
years of age. And we'll train you for the CDL. We'll pay for that and
Wow.
put you through that process. And once people hear that, they're kind of, oh, really? And they're
Yeah.
like, well, your pay only $14 an hour. It's like, actually, it's like 26 now. It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
So,
And so
No, you
there,
can't leave, Dave. Sorry.
are you guys hiring? I work at a nonprofit, and it's rough sometimes. I'm just joking. Chaz and the board treats me very well, and I'm very blessed to be doing what I'm doing. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's great. And if you have time, if you're in the community and you want to be active and invest in the future, and that's a great point. Like, if your outlook on life is that everything is going to the dogs, right, and the future is screwed up and all sorts of things, then do something about it. Be a part of the solution.
I'm
Like-
all for pointing out the errors or the mishaps and the
Sure.
confusion here, but if you're also willing to take the next step and actually come in and help solve and come in turn, then let's do that.
Just
because
help
no
one
one's
person.
perfect. No, we're
Right.
not. But if you think it's that really bad, come help out. Come do something. Let's
Right.
talk about it.
Yeah, if you believe that. But the reality is too, with that, with investing in the future, and it sounds like you've already experienced this, but with investing in the future, it creates hope in yourself a lot of times, because you get to see that, hey, I invested in one kid, and that one kid remembered I was teacher Dex, and and now they're in that next phase of life, and I was able to be a small part of that.
And what a neat thing to teach those kids to volunteer by your actions.
Bingo.
And I always tell my volunteers in hospice this. There's something so powerful about, the children or the families seeing a volunteer who's not being paid. Just the presence of that makes a huge impact.
It does. It does a lot. I had started off volunteering in the community at first, and that's what really started triggering me while I was in school and just giving back and coming to the school district going this way I went. But it was the initial start with giving back, seeing some of the kids who I seen other adults call hopeless, and I was like, that's a child. How can a child be hopeless? That's
Right.
Oh,
I think that's impossible. There's too much time.
now there's so much hope in every child.
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
and it just takes people to choose to invest in them.
Amen.
That's the key. You can't you can't grow a plant without watering it, right?
Sure.
So,
I tried.
Are you just call our community's children?
oh
Plants?
my gosh, dear Lord.
Just teasing.
So one last time, where can people get involved with you?
WashowSchools.net/careers. You go to that webpage, you'll see I'm Dex Thomas. My information is right there on that page.
Teacher Dex.
Teacher Dex. Send me an email, and I can guide you anywhere in the district to get you to where you want to be. Whether it's volunteer.
I
or
really
employment.
hope people call
Say, Teacher
and say, "Hey, what's up, Teacher Dex?"
I'd like to speak with Teacher Dex, please.
If someone calls me and says I'm going to die laughing.
Oh, you watch the Community Cares podcast, huh?
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate
And thanks for what you do too. Sorry,
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you because
Thanks.
you started out volunteering and now you've earned your way up, but you're still involved in impacting people who are impacting children. So
hundreds.
thank you.
Thank
of
you.
children.
I do appreciate that. And thanks for the invite. It was I was always wanted to jump on something like this. So it's really cool just randomly talking about who knows how it goes and laugh a little bit. I like it. It's fun.
Okay, next segment's politics. No, yeah.
So, thank you guys so much for being a part. If you want to learn more about Good Shepherd's Clothes Closet and want to get involved, please visit getclothes.org. What was that?
It's been a long day.
Weirdo.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
getclothes.org, and all the information is there, and there's always 3 ways you can be involved. We always need financial donations. We operate off of people just like you. That's how we stay open. That's how we keep the lights on, is individual donations. And then second is volunteering time. You can always volunteer time. And third is you can bring your gently used jeans that you want to donate here to Good Shepherd, and we'll give it away for free to the people that need it most. And beyond that too, just make sure to share, like, subscribe. We're all over the place. Just be a part of what we're doing. Listen, engage, and be a part of these organizations we're bringing on, and that we're able to be better together in the community through that, just by you being involved.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you guys for watching.
Are you going to do the tagline?
Be the change that you want to see in the
Ah,
world.
no.
What are you talking about? Oh, we
We
need you to join us.
That is not it, dude.
Go ahead. You finish this out. I love you guys.
We
There it
help
is.
over 700 people a month, no matter what. We're asking you to come alongside and help one. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Thank you for being here, Dex.